So her father never asked who the people were, or he knows.
I think he knows, but he's not saying.
He's not saying.
He's not saying. And I have also mentioned that to the police, and to my knowledge, nobody has talked to him yet. And every time it's brought up, especially on the phone with him, he hangs up. He gets mad and he hangs up, and he doesn't want to talk about it. So that tells me he knows more than he's saying.
Okay. The incident that happened, that the girl who has your grandson, she filed papers prior to your daughter's death.
Well, it's weird. I don't know how it all came about. I just know that when I talked to her on the 22nd, she would have had to have filed something. On the 23rd is when she went to court. And on the 23rd is when supposedly they started asking family members if anyone in the family would take the baby.
But nobody talked to you. Nobody talked to you.
Nobody talked to me.
Did they talk to the father?
Nobody talked to
So what
the
family
father.
members did they talk to?
Nobody talked to her sister. The only conclusion we can come up with as a family is that she had given them names of people she knows, whether it be family members, friends, or whatever.
People that wasn't connected to your grandson.
Right. With their phone numbers. And said, these are the people you touch base with. Well, of course, they don't want it. They're going to say, no, we don't want it. Just so she gets it. Right. When I contacted the police in Columbus, I spoke with a lady, last name was Gwen, and she basically told me I was lying to her, that they always contact family members first before giving a baby to someone. And I assured her that none of the family members had been contacted. So she kind of hung up on me because she didn't believe what I was telling her.
anybody in the family.
Exactly.
So why is it that she didn't have to serve anybody in the family? She just gave some numbers, some off the wall numbers of people.
And not only that, I mean, usually, from my understanding, when there's death and there's children involved, that Children's Services steps in and takes the kids
right.
to family members or contact.
Right.
That never happened. Children's Services has nothing to do with this case because they would never contact the family.
Okay, I know laws are different in each state. Florida, that's what normally would happen.
Right.
I'm just baffled that this was able. I think a lot of people have screwed up.
They have.
They dropped the ball.
Yes.
And now they got their foot in it and they don't know how to get their foot out. So now they want you to follow the rules, but they didn't make her follow the rules.
Right.
You know, they've given her this baby, and the family on her side is saying, "Oh, just let it go. She's always wanted a baby. You know, just give him up. You know, just forget he ever existed." And when that's your grandson, that's the last piece that connects you with your daughter. How do you do that?
I'm not going to.
No,
not.
we're not going to. I'm in this
It's
with
not
you.
gonna happen.
We're not going to. And that's what Protect Our Future Families is for. We're not going to give it up. We're not going to let it go. I'm going to keep turning over rocks. I'm going to keep calling and making phone calls like I've already been doing. And then the state attorney's office.
Oh, yes.
We call the state attorney's office every week.
Well, 2 or 3 times there at the end because I wasn't getting a response from her.
Right, and I never got one when I gave you the number that I was calling. I say between the two of us, one of us should get somebody.
Well, I did. I talked to her, but she informed me that she is not knowledgeable in family law, so she couldn't give me any pointers.
But she couldn't refer you to anybody
And she
either.
couldn't think of anybody that could help. So I was like, all right. So what do you do in your position?
So the whole state attorney's office, there's nobody in there that deals with family law.
I guess not.
So as you can see, anybody that's tuning in, that we are hitting roadblocks. So we're open to suggestions. We have reached out to the justice system, and my knowledge of, you know, the FBI and different things and stuff, we are studying, reaching out and doing the things that I can come up with and that people that I know, but there's got to be something else that we're missing. We got to.
I sent 10 emails the other day to colleges. I went through Ohio law colleges.
Right.
I found different professors at these colleges that have something to do with family law and different aspects of it. So I sent out 10 emails. I did get a response from one lady, and she said she couldn't do anything. I guess because all her students just deal with cases
Right.
locally instead of making the drive, which I can understand. But there's times when I've sent letters or emails or whatever and haven't gotten any response. And it's like, just let me know. So I'm not wondering if you got it or not.
Well, I'm currently going through the bar association and trying to go through them to see if we can get somebody to take it pro bono, or because this is a case that
It's
happened.
multifaceted,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes, it's got a whole lot of pieces that have been misplaced and blocked.
Right. So
And
in
I'm
the
trying to
end-
figure out why.
In the end, once there is an end to this, I'd like to come up with a law so nobody else can go through this.
Yes.
I'm sure it's happened before where the families can't fight for whatever reason, whether they don't have it in them, they don't have the money, they don't have the knowledge, or whatever the case may be. So it can't happen again. It just can't be. No, it's not right.
Yeah.
And somebody's got to pay for this. Somebody's got to answer to all of this.
Thank you for tuning in to What's Up Smart Talk Radio.